Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today's video is a very highly requested video. This is my most complimented fragrances ever. So if you're interested in knowing what those are, then stay tuned. Also, if you love all things fragrance, do make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future content, and let's get right into it. Okay, so my number one most complimented fragrance is Flowerbomb by Viktor and Rolf, and this is the original Eau de Parfum. This one I've had for quite a while. This is one of my oldest bottles of perfume. I actually need to replace this one. You can tell that it has changed. This is the only fragrance I've ever actually had go bad, and the reason for that is because when I bought this, I didn't know how to store my fragrances, and this one has been sitting out on my dresser pretty much in broad daylight for 5 years. So that tells you how quickly I go through perfumes. This is a 30 ml and I'm not even done this bottle. Throughout that time I did acquire other fragrances, so then this one kind of went on the back burner. But yeah, this is hands down one of my most complimented fragrances ever. This used to be my go-to for an evening, go-to for a date. I wore this all the time. This was probably my signature scent for like, I don't know, 6 months to a year probably. And throughout that time I was complimented all the time, and I had people tell me that they could tell when I had been in a room because they could still smell this, or my boyfriend, if I had been at his place, he could still smell this like on the couch and stuff like that, and he really liked it. And yeah, so it's one of those fragrances that will be memorable. And I know some people say this doesn't perform. I don't find that to be the case at all. I think this is a very strong, long-lasting perfume. The reason I haven't replaced it yet is because I have so many other fragrances and I'm trying to get through them, but this for me is a lifer. Like, I know it didn't make it into my top 10 for life, but honestly, you guys, who can pick 10 perfumes? I need more than 10. So this one is a lifer perfume for sure. So this is one that I will for sure replace. Number one most complimented fragrance, Viktor and Rolf Flowerbomb. Number two most complimented probably won't be a surprise. This is Hypnotic Poison by Dior. Very popular almondy vanilla fragrance, beautiful for the winter time and the fall. It's a very cozy, warm, sensual, comforting kind of a fragrance, also very sexy. Men really like this fragrance. You'll see that all over YouTube, all over social media, and that has been my experience with this as well. There hasn't been a time that I've worn this fragrance that I have not had a man compliment me or tell me that I smelled delicious or good enough to eat. This is just a go-to. I love it, not just for dates, but also just when I want to smell good. Like I said, it's a very comforting, cozy fragrance, so also one of my go-tos just in the winter and the fall regardless, but a really easy go-to for date nights for sure. So yeah, this is my second most complimented fragrance ever, Hypnotic Poison from Dior. And my third most complimented fragrance is along the same lines as the Hypnotic Poison. This one is also a very warm, cozy, comforting, sensual kind of a fragrance. But this one is Armani Code Cashmere. If you've ever smelled the original Armani Code, this has a little bit of that DNA, but they've also made this one a lot warmer, and this is a very sexy fragrance. So where I would wear the Hypnotic Poison during the winter or the fall, just regardless, just for anything, this one I would definitely reserve for a date night or for an evening when I really want to smell sexy. I have had lots of compliments wearing this fragrance. This is a new bottle, so it doesn't look like I've used much of it, but this one was one that I wore quite a lot a couple of years ago, and yeah, compliment getter. It's a beast when it comes to performance. Everybody will be able to smell this on you. The thing about fragrance is you're not going to get compliments if people can't smell you, so I think that's half the battle, is finding a perfume that performs well, and this one performs very well. It lasts forever and it leaves a trail, and if you hug somebody or sit on their chair or whatever, when you get up, it will smell like you and their clothing will smell like you. So this is an excellent one for compliments. Very sexy. My third most complimented fragrance ever, Armani Code Cashmere. My fourth most complimented fragrance ever is Narciso Rouge from Narciso, another sexy, musky evening fragrance. We're seeing a trend here, obviously. All of the sexy date night fragrances are obviously the most compliment getting. The evening scents are just made to be sexy. They're made to get attention. They're made to get compliments. So this is a gorgeous tonka bean musky fragrance from Narciso. I love Narciso Rodriguez. I have 3 of his fragrances that are some of my absolute favorite. They're some of my most worn fragrances ever. They're just all so good and they're so delicious. And this one is, in my opinion, one of the sexiest from the house. This one, my significant other actually refers to this as my sexy perfume. Sometimes he uses other words, but this is a very sultry evening date kind of a fragrance for sure. This is a very easy go-to for me if I don't know what to wear and I want to make sure I'm going to smell good and that the person I'm with is going to like it and notice it. Very, very good. Also has great performance. So this is Narciso Rouge from Narciso Rodriguez. Okay, my fifth most complimented fragrance. I'm sorry, you guys, I am beating a dead horse with a stick. I know I talk about this one all the time, but it's one of my favorite perfumes, one of my all-time favorites. This is Olympea from Paco Rabanne. This is a very salty vanilla fragrance. This is such a sensual, sexy, perfect for the summer fragrance. It has this salty note in there that I keep telling you guys makes my mouth water. It makes my eyes roll back in my head. I love it. I know there's some people who don't like this fragrance as much as I do. I've told you before, I prefer this to the other flankers. I have smelled all the other flankers except the Legend. I would really like to smell Olympea Legend. But when it comes to the Aqua or the Intense, I think this one is the best one. And it's been my experience that men also really like this one. And it's perfect for daytime if I don't know what to wear and we're going for a drive, going for coffee, going to pick up dinner, something like that, going to the city to go shopping. And I know I want to smell good and I want to smell attractive. This is a very easy go-to for me because I know people can smell it on me. And I know that they like it. So if you guys haven't smelt it, this is incredible. This was a blind buy for me a few months ago and I'm so happy that I bought it. I immediately fell in love with it. So this is Olympea from Paco Rabanne. And my sixth most complimented fragrance ever is Vie Est Belle from Lancôme. This is the original eau de parfum. This one, you guys, I know it's very popular and I know a lot of people talk about it, but I have to include it in the list because that is the title of the video, my most complimented fragrances, and this one gets a lot of compliments. This is a gorgeous fragrance. Men love this fragrance and no matter which way you look at it, this fragrance smells incredible. If you wear it, you're gonna smell good. That's just the way it is. Yeah, in my opinion. So I love this fragrance, one of my absolute favorite. It's a very sweet floral scent for the summertime. It's very powdery. The dry down is incredible. The lasting power is really good. The sillage is really good. You can smell this on your clothing for days even after you've worn it, and it's just an incredible fragrance. And like I said before, you can't really get compliments if people can't smell you. They can definitely smell you when you wear this. So this is also a very easy go-to for me if I want to smell feminine, pretty, and just good and I don't know what to wear. This is a very, very easy go-to for me. So this is Vie Est Belle from Lancôme. Okay, number 7 and the last one on my list for the most complimented fragrances ever is this one from Laird, and this is First Kiss exclusive. So this is a dupe for Delina Exclusive. This is an incredible fragrance. I love it. The Laird fragrances are known for having incredible performance. Super good sillage, last forever. This is one of the longest lasting fragrances in my entire collection, hands down. This is a tart, woody, gourmand fragrance. So it takes the tartness that you would get in Delina, then it combines it with like a chocolatey vibe, like a very sweet, gourmand, chocolatey kind of a vibe, and then they also have woody notes in the base, and there's a few other notes in there as well that I can't think of off the top of my head. But you guys, the combination of that sour and the sweet and the woody, oh my god, it's one of the best things I've ever smelled in my life. It is addictive. It's one of my favorite. I keep coming back to it. So this one will also garner compliments, not just from men, but also from a lot of women. I think part of the reason you get a lot of compliments with this fragrance is because it's very unique. There's nothing else I've ever smelled that smells just like it. It's also very strong and very long lasting. So that is 3 keys to getting compliments, is something that smells incredible and something that lasts a long time and projects really well. And that's what this does. And yeah, but all of the Laird fragrances I've heard really good things about. So that is my 7th most complimented fragrance. First Kiss exclusive from Laird. And can we just say the bottle is beautiful as well. I really, really like their bottle design. They're so simple and so chic, and they have a real wooden top as well. Gorgeous, you guys. Yes, so I will leave a link for this down below if you guys are interested in checking them out. I highly, highly recommend this one. So you guys, just as a disclaimer, obviously I have a lot of new fragrances in my collection. Quite a few of the ones on this tray are new, and quite a few of the ones on this tray are new, and let's not even talk about what's in my closet, okay? So in the future, I'm sure that my most complimented list will change. I have a couple of Chanel fragrances that I haven't had a chance to wear. I'm 100% certain that those ones will make it onto this list. Yeah, my Tom Ford Noir Pour Femme, haven't worn that one yet. I'm sure that one will make it onto this list. So just as a disclaimer, these are the ones that I've had for the longest and worn for the longest, and that's why they've made it onto this list. So yes, that's it for today, guys. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. Head on over and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I do share a lot of things on there that I don't on YouTube. And I will see you guys all next time.